So top of the hour, let's begin with the Prime Minister who will embark on his two-day visit to Israel beginning today to shore up bilateral and defence trade cooperation between the two countries. As Prime Minister's engagements will include an address to the Israel's parliament, wide-ranging talks with his Israeli counterpart Benjamin Netanyahu and a meeting with the President Isaac Herzog. Now, this marks Prime Minister's second visit to Israel. Let's get to your ground report as Times Now exclusively reporting from Israel.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi is coming to Israel tomorrow and he will be addressing the Knesset, which is the parliament of Israel. And we are reporting right now exclusively from outside the Israeli parliament, Knesset. And we can see that how exactly it has been lit up in tricolor. Now, India-Israel relationship, friendship date back from past many years, and Israel has been India's trusted partner. Be it defense sector, be it technology sector or the economic sector, India and Israel always have maintained close relations. Now look at these visuals from the speed which leads to the Parliament of Israel. The flags of Israel and India are here on display, which clearly shows the nature of friendship of India and Israel. The Times Now has reached Jerusalem on the ground. Tomorrow is the day when Prime Minister Narendra Modi would be coming to Jerusalem. He will be holding various meetings with and the delegation-level talks with Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, and various MOUs regarding defense sector, agriculture, economic sector are on the cards. So Times Now will keep you ahead on every single story, every single development from Israel regarding Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit, because this is a very important visit and it comes at a time when geopolitical tensions are at high in the region. So everything, whatever comes out of this particular meeting would be very important, and every development you will see on Times Now.
Well, we'll continue to get you the ground reports because this visit would reaffirm deep and long-standing strategic partnership between the two countries and will present an opportunity to review the common challenges as well as realign efforts towards achieving their shared vision for a robust partnership between the two resilient democracies. Well, that's been the MEA statement as far as when it comes to the ties that are now concerned between India and Israel that connects with science and technology, cooperation, defense and security partnership. We're looking at trade and economy and the people-to-people exchanges, what is that like to be on the agenda as far as Prime Minister's two-day visit is concerned. But this also comes amid when we speak of the ongoing tensions in the Middle East, because this visit also includes at the time when there is deteriorating ties between US and Iran. This visit becomes all the more important because it will reaffirm the deep and the long-standing strategic partnership between the two countries and will then present an opportunity to review the common challenges. Meanwhile, it will also help realign efforts towards achieving their shared vision for a robust partnership between the two resilient democracies. Let's connect with Srinjoy on this. Srinjoy, good morning. Prime Minister's visit to Israel. You know, there is a lot happening in the world simultaneously, but when we speak of the bilateral defense and trade ties against the backdrop of the ongoing tensions in the Middle East, what's on the table?
Prime Minister Netanyahu has spoken very clearly about the Hexagon alliance. Now that really is Israel, India, Greece, Cyprus, one Arab country and one North African country. This is Prime Minister Netanyahu's vision. He wants this kind of alliance, this kind of friendship, this kind of partnership in this area. He wants India to play a major role as far as the Hexagon alliance is concerned. So that is something that will definitely be looked at. Prime Minister Modi is going at a time when the Iran-America issue is there. There is also the remnants of this Palestine problem. But Prime Minister is not going there with a shopping list. In this age of Atmanirbharata, it doesn't mean that the Prime Minister is going there, meeting Prime Minister Netanyahu and saying, I want this weapon and I want that weapon. India doesn't do that. Yet, it must be said that India and Israel are working very closely on a lot of weapons. Now, India is buying Israeli stuff, but a lot of it is through emergency purchases. Now, this means that it amounts to small numbers of these weapons, just what is required for the armed forces at this time. So that apart, there are other issues that India and Israel work closely together. You rightly spoken about technology. Some of it relates to water. Some of it relates to other things. So technology is a very important area. The Israelis are very good with water. So desalination is one thing that could be something important for India in the future. A city like Chennai would benefit from it. So there is a lot on the table: trade, technology, defense, security.
Well, the Prime Minister is expected to depart shortly, so we are keeping an eye out on that development, because the Prime Minister is also scheduled to address Israel's parliament, holding wide-ranging talks with his Israeli counterpart, as Joy said, Benjamin Netanyahu, and also meeting with President Herzog. And enhancing overall defense and security cooperation is said to be the key focus of the delegation-level discussions between the two prime ministers. So let's get a better understanding as far as this joint resolve is now concerned when it comes to also combating terrorism and to strengthen security cooperation, because officials from both countries met in New Delhi to review the evolving threats and to expand bilateral counter-terrorism efforts as well. So what is being said? There are delegations by Indian and Israeli officials. Both sides, meanwhile, have strongly condemned terrorism in all its forms. Zero tolerance that has now been reaffirmed when it comes to cross-border terrorism, and Israel had openly condemned the Pahalgam terror attack. Now, there is a lot of emphasis as well, what is being said, to coordinated counter-terror efforts as well. So there is going to be focus on terror groups, their proxies and their financiers. Now, plans is also there to deepen when it comes to counter-terror cooperation. And what is now being said that the next joint working group is now expected to be held in Israel. So what is now being said as far as the Prime Minister's visit is concerned? Shortly he is expected to depart for Israel, but it seems even before his visit had begun, now what it seems that politics is now waded in. Let's get you this breaking update of what we are learning, because the left has now launched a sharp attack on the Prime Minister, calling it visit as a departure from India's long-standing support for Palestinian self-determination. Now, in a statement, CPIM General Secretary M.A. Baby has now described the visit as a betrayal of India's anti-colonial legacy and has now termed the proposed security cooperation as an unholy alliance, alleging that it would leave an indelible blot on the nation's conscience. So this is what has now been said on part of the left side, writing this letter, because they have been now calling it as the visit of the Prime Minister after 9 years to Israel as a betrayal of India's anti-colonial legacy. They believe that India has a long backed the Palestinian self-determination cause, and war criminal announcing security cooperation with India. That is what they have been hinting at Israel, and saying that the Prime Minister going to Israel to dance and sing to his tunes. And this seems to be, according to the left leader, an unholy alliance which is an indelible blot on our nation's soul. And this is now coming in from the left side. So this is another breaking update that what we are learning. However, let's make it clear as far